And you started to study medicine?
Mm-hmm.
Where? Where?
In Cairo.
In Cairo.
Cairo University,
Yes.
the medical college.
Yes.
Yeah.
And how was the situation during your studies? Were there lots of political discussions at the university?
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
Because this was during the 50s, when I was in the medical college, just before the revolution of 1952. The revolution of 1952 and Nasser and all that happened while I was a student in the medical college. So there were a lot of demonstrations, and most of the medical students are timid because they are the top students. They have ambition to be doctors and to have money. Money, you know, the medical profession is a commercial profession. It's commercial. And so their aim was to have money, to graduate and have money. So they didn't like to participate in demonstrations. So many students, and especially the girls were very timid, and they never joined the demonstrations because they wanted to graduate. And also their parents warned them. They told them, don't go out, you will be shot. Because some students were shot in the demonstration. But my father and mother encouraged me at home. They told me, go to demonstrations. And you did? And I went. I was almost the only girl in the medical college with another one. She came with her brother, so her brother protected her in the demonstration. I was the only one coming alone. So there were always demonstrations against the British, against King Farouk, and this paved the way. I remember in the medical college we had the picture of King Farouk. So we put it down and we stamped on it, and we were shouting against King Farouk. This before Nasser. Then Nasser came, and in fact the revolution of the army in 1952 was the result of the revolution of the students. So the people, but this was not, students were never given the credit. So the army took over and became, they took power. And they put some of the students in prison. Those who were revolting, they put them in prison, as happening now, as happening in the revolution now in Egypt. Many of the revolutionary young men and women who were in Tahrir Square with us, they are in prison now by the military.
And it also happened to you? You came also to prison?
Yes, this under Sadat, yes.
Yeah. What happened then?
In
you
prison.
In prison?
It is a wonderful experience. I recommend that. Really, because when you go to prison and then you survive, I stayed there a short period, 3 months only. So this is a very short period relative to others. But 3 months, you know life. You cannot know life except if you go to prison. Yes, because you see the whole system, how the whole system is built. So it's eye-opener. You open your eyes to facts. So in fact, and I wrote one of my best books, I wrote it in prison. It's called Memoirs from the Women Prison. It's not in Swedish. It is in Arabic. Of course, I write in Arabic, but it's in English and French and other languages, but not yet in Swedish, not yet. But anyway, I described life there and how we lived and how we survived. And then Sadat was killed, was assassinated, and then we came out. So it's a very rich period in my life. I feel that I was lucky to have this experience, to go there and to come and to survive, because because some people do not come out, or they come out having sickness, physical sickness or psychological sickness, broken. Some people are broken. Some strong men were broken in prison. So you know yourself, you know how powerful you are when you survive and come out. So it's a very rich experience.
And you also went to other countries to stay there?
Other countries?
Other countries, abroad. You went
Yes.
abroad, yes. Where did you go?
To many countries. When I was in exile.
Yeah.
Yes. I went to the United States. I was a visiting professor. I was teaching creativity and dissidence, because I cannot just leave the country and do nothing. So in fact, I have to do something. So, and some universities, they teach my work in the United States in English. So I was lucky that many of my novels were translated to English. And many American professors were teaching my novels to the students. So they welcomed me to be there and teach and speak about my work. And I chose. They told me, because, you know, I hate teachers. I don't like teachers. And I don't like doctors. And I don't like lawyers. I don't like these professions, and especially teaching. You know, especially teaching. So the first university in America was Duke University. So I went there. I couldn't stay in Egypt because my name was on the death list, so I had to leave the country. So the dean and the professors came and they told me, what are we going to teach? What would you like to teach? Medicine, or what, etc., or what, or your fiction, or anything. So I told them, well, I don't know what to teach, but I want to teach creativity. How people can be creative, and the relationship between creativity, dissidence, and the revolution. Because there is a relationship between being creative and being revolutionary. And also, I was very, very dissatisfied with the education system in the US and in Egypt. In fact, we are educated in a very wrong way. We receive fragmented knowledge. We don't receive real knowledge. When I entered the medical college, usually I make a joke. I say I was much more knowledgeable before I entered the medical college than when I graduated. Because the education system fragments everything. So before I went to the medical college, I looked to the human being as a whole. Body, like children, you know, children are very creative because they didn't receive yet the fragmented knowledge from universities and schools. So we separate between the body, the mind, and the spirit. I studied anatomy. I became a chest surgeon. So I know about lungs only. And then I became ignorant. There is no so we specialize. So you know a lot about lungs, and then you don't know anything about the world. So creativity means to link the tuberculosis, for instance, why people become tuberculous, with poverty, economic problems, and then with the whole global system, colonialism. So that's creativity, but not to be just a medical doctor and I give pills and all that. I must understand why people become sick. So then I discover they are poor. Then why people become poor. Then I discover colonialism. Then I discover many things. And then I discover war and the whole global system. So I become revolutionary and I become creative. Creativity is based on the linkage, connection between everything, connection between God and poverty, between God and obedience, between God and slavery, between God and capitalism and class society. You have to link religion to politics, to economics, to sociology, to everything. Everything is connected. That's creativity. It needs a lot of work, but we don't have it in universities. So I invented this topic, creativity, dissidence, and the revolution. And I have been teaching this subject for now since 1992. How many years? 1992.